Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I am excited to be here because I am excited to get into this budget. Today is August 6th, 2020, and tomorrow is a brand new payday, which means Paycheck 1 is complete. And I'm very, very happy about that. It's been a good week. I have one no spend day, which was on the 1st. I do not count bills coming out because I can't control when they come out. As far as no spend goes, but I do count no spends if I don't spend in my grocery, household, restaurant, miscellaneous, or gasoline categories. So I had no spend one day, and then the rest I spent every day, it seemed like, so for one reason or another, and that's okay. I kind of stayed within my budget. I kind of fudged a little bit, but all for good reasons. I went over budget, but I didn't really go over budget. I just kind of used my buffer until this paycheck showed up tomorrow, till this paycheck shows up tomorrow. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So here we go. Everything's come through: the mortgage, the Visa Go card, the CBS All Access, Amazon Music, Humana Health, Greater Europe Missions, Helping Hands, natural gas, and then I paid off all 3 cell phones. And then today, Orkin came by, and it was scheduled a week ago, or a few days ago or something. They emailed me, and then the guy came by today. Thankfully, it was between 12 and 2 and not the original time that said 12 to 7. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to be home all day to find out when he's coming. Luckily, they narrowed it down, and we were and he actually got here right before 12, which I was very happy. So I didn't have to wait long for him. But this is actually something I put into a sinking fund, and I'm still figuring out how to work my sheets with sinking funds, but I think I kind of got an idea, and we'll see how that works, because I don't have to get into my sinking funds that often. I don't use my sinking funds for regular expenses. I use mine for long term. So this is quarterly. This comes every 3 months. They come out, they spray. I live next to a water feature. I just want to make sure bugs aren't in my house. So I have them come out and make sure we don't have bugs in our house. And very grateful for that. So I pulled money out of the sinking fund for the amount that it would cost to pay for them to come out. And I put a deposit into my checking account because I keep all my sinking funds in one savings account. Made the deposit, so when the transaction comes through, it did not affect my budget at all. But I did make note of it in my budget. So here we go. Let's go to Paycheck 1. Let me find where that is. Yep. Here we go. So yeah, you're going to see a lot of numbers here. It was a busy Paycheck 1. It was only 6 days, but it was a lot of busy Paycheck 1. There was a lot of decisions made. One decision my husband and I made this month was we were not going to pay on my school loan this month because we had other things that were priority that we really felt like, yeah, we can kind of skip a couple months but still finish paying it the rest of the year. I know it's in forbearance. I know it's not accruing interest. It's probably the best time to pay for it, but we prayed about it, and God said, you're good. It's okay. I'll cover the interest. You'll have the income to do it. Don't worry about it. I'm like, you know what? You're right. If I don't have to pay it, I won't. But if other things become a priority, then yeah, we'll put it off. Thankfully, the interest won't be that much, so I'm not too worried about it. I've paid so much on my school loans that they actually don't have a minimum payment due for me. It's because I've paid so far in advance. And I'm down to my last $5,000. So hopefully this year I will definitely by December, that's my Christmas gift to myself, is to have that paid off. So anyways, let's move on. Goals I had this month was to pay off 3 cell phones. I did that, these are the amounts I thought we needed to pay. And then when I went to pay them, there were $62.59, a little bit more, because I did it in August, not July, after the next billing cycle, and you know how that goes. If they can tack a fee on it, they will. So not too upset, but not happy either. But I did reach my goal, and hopefully by the end of the August, I'll pay off my cell phone, which is the only phone left with a lease. If not, by the 1st of September. And that's why we're kind of holding off school loans, is because we were paying off these leases. And what I would normally put on a school loan payment is what I'm putting on a lease right now. So here we go, paycheck 1. Now, before I get to paycheck 1, I have to discover what my grocery, household, restaurants, miscellaneous, and gasoline. As you can see, sneak peek, a lot of red here. And I'll explain why. So I'm going to go to those pages and show you what was going on. So what I had done is, find my pen here. All right, so that's the beginning balance of my grocery household. And I did great all the way up to the 3rd. And then today, I decided that I want to go grocery shopping today and not Friday, when my husband gets paid on the 7th. And we had enough money in our buffer part of our checking account that whatever I spent here would have been covered, including this $73.66 that went to grocery household. Whatever was left would be covered by the buffer, which is this $123.26. So I knew that would be fine. I had the cash in the account. It's just less than 24 hours. My husband's paycheck will pop in. Why wait till Friday when we have other things to do, and I can go ahead and do it today? That's why I was willing to go over budget here. Technically, did I go over budget? Not really. But I like to show it this way because I want to make sure I stay within my $1,000. And when you add up the budget amount here, the budget amount here, this number here, plus what I plan to budget to equal $1,000 for the the 21st through the 31st of the month, then you will see that that equals $1,000. And then if I go into the red, that's when I'm actually over budget. But right now I'm kind of still within the budget because I'm within that 24-hour. I'm getting the money. I'll replace the buffer once, kind of things. So I just did not want to go out tomorrow for several reasons. Weather, it got rainy really bad. We're having storms right now. You can hear thunder every once in a while. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, and it's just going to be yucky, and it was really nice this morning. Also, it's our anniversary weekend. My husband and I have been married 24 years. Yay. And I'm excited. So I just didn't want to have to go out and run errands all weekend long. And that's why I went ahead and decided to do that on Thursday. So I've already started the budget for the 7th on the day my husband gets paid. So I know what we're starting with tomorrow morning after the groceries from today. And I do take it out of that budget right there, as you can see. So that's my grocery household. I was $8.13 over in my restaurant. I would not have been if I had not been so tired after spending the entire day at the zoo, which was awesome and a lot of fun. We got snacks while we were there, but also when we got home, I just did not want to fix lunch, and we got home around lunchtime. So we went to Arby's and got food, and then, I was over by $8.13, which is not that bad. It's very minor. And so I took it out of tomorrow's budget, and that's the new balance, and I know to stick with that balance. Miscellaneous. This is the new miscellaneous category. So, yes, my husband, and you notice here it says split with groceries. If you go back to the grocery category, my husband bought a few things while we were at Walmart, and I went to the big super Walmart. And usually when I go there, I get something that's miscellaneous anyway. I try not to go. I usually just go to the grocery store part, but it doesn't always work that way. But I am splitting a receipt, which I rarely do. Split with miscellaneous, split with groceries, and I make this note for myself so that when I am doing the numbers and looking back and I see a receipt that's higher, I'm like, I can't find that transaction. I can remember, oh, I split it with miscellaneous. And then I can see over miscellaneous where I split, and I rarely do it, so it's easy to find. He wanted a new anchor weight for his canoe and some rope to tie it to, so that when he goes canoeing, the boat can kind of stay in one place. and not drift around too much. So he's been canoeing without it and fishing and stuff. So it's been a little struggle. But I had $19.82 left over. I added it to the new budget here. And I don't keep my sticky notes here, and I'll pull them out here in a minute. Gasoline, I went over budget. Now, I knew my husband, again, was going to get paid tomorrow, and I was going to increase the budget, but I needed gas today. I only had like 66 miles, and like I said, the weather's not going to be good this weekend, so I wanted to get it while it was nice and dry. I spent $40. We have an Armada, which is a big vehicle, and we needed a lot of gas. So this is the new budget going forward for the next 2 weeks. Now, how I figure these numbers up. Let me start from here. I usually, and I probably need to move this in here. This used to be my, and still is, my budget notebook. And there's my calendar view. It still looks pretty and beautiful. I still love looking at it. But I keep sticky notes. And I'll just go ahead and move these over because I probably don't need these in here. And I do my mock budget in here before I talk to you guys and use the stickers. After this year, I won't be using this, but this will be one complete year, and I don't want to waste it by not finishing my budgets in here. But I am absolutely in love with these sheets, and I didn't even mention, I really should mention this. These are my personal budget sheets I sell in my Etsy store. My Etsy store is called, let's see if I can pull it up again. There we go. It's called Lisa's Faith and Budget Plan. Oops. There we go. And I just opened the store, and you can see down here, these are the sheets, and you can purchase your own copy and print as many as you need. And yeah, I really love that. And I'm really in love with the system, the way I have it laid out. The way I actually budget for my grocery household, how much money, is I take the number of that I am planning to spend, which this month is $1,000. I divide it by the number of days, which is 31 days in the month. And then that gives me my daily amount. And then I just do 6 days from that amount, and I round it up or down. And then 14 days here, and I think this is 10 days here. And that gives me my total. And right here, I'm tracking actually how much I actually spent compared to what I actually budgeted. So I'm going to leave these sticky notes in here so you guys can see that every time, because these are the ones I'm going to use for my videos. And yeah, I'm excited. I love these things. I love coming in here and looking at them. I think because I created them, this is what I enjoy doing. And yeah, if you're interested in something like this, I definitely sell them in my Etsy store. They're an instant download. You can get them immediately and start working on your budget. So going on from here, Paycheck 1. So back to Paycheck 1. So I took those amounts that I showed you here of what the new budget was going, or what I spent. Sorry. So what I actually spent, like here's the miscellaneous, 86.18, 86.18. What I actually spent for the restaurant was 133.13, 133.13. So all of these are accurate to what I actually spent, and these are my actual numbers. And then I was trying to figure out, what am I going to do with the sinking fund, because Orkin came today, and I transferred cash from my savings into my checking account, and then the money's going to come right back out. So it kind of cancels each other out. And I thought, I'm not going to add it in per se, kind of thing. I'm just going to make note of it right here. So I made the deposit green because I didn't have room up here. And I just put it green down here and a plus sign to remind me this is a deposit. I wrote a sinking fund Orkin deposit here. And then it said Orkin paid with sinking fund. And so they cancel each other out. So it's not that big a deal. And yeah, but these are my actual numbers. So I budgeted. This is what I thought was coming in. This is what actually, what I thought was going to go out. And this is what I thought would be my balance at the end of the month. Well, when I saw that number, I decided to spend it. I added this number to this balance forward that wasn't included over here. And then there's a 7 cents difference here because, not because I took 7 cents for my 7 cents rent, but it's actually 7 cents for, that 7 cents is actually the dividend for our account. And that number was throwing me off because I forgot to include it. All right, so yeah, so I had to add it in somewhere. So rent and dividend went right there because it was only 7 cents. It's a credit union, Navy Federal Credit Union. You don't get a lot, but you do get pennies and they do add up. So I have to make sure I track them. So here we go. So this is what we actually got in the bank account. This is what we were over as far as income coming in. And then these are everything that came out. So my bills did not change at all. As you can see, they were all lines here. Nothing went up or down. The only thing that really changed was grocery, household, restaurant, miscellaneous, and gasoline. And then I added some new expenses. Now, I didn't include them in the budget because I'd already created this and I added it afterwards. So I put a 0 here and then I put the actual charge here and depleted this $847.80 down to $61.33, which was what my actual checking account balance reflected today after I bought the groceries and I was over in all the categories. Paid off 3 cell phones, like I said here. We have a couple miscellaneous unbudgeted where I didn't put it in a budgeted category where my spending comes out, and I didn't put it as a bill. I've started doing miscellaneous unbudgeted as something to throw in when I know I'm going to use this buffer amount, and I did it twice. I bought a zoo membership at our Virginia Zoo because we love going to the zoo. We've missed it for a very long time, and we haven't been in over a year. So we went the other day, and hopefully we'll get to go many more times this summer before school starts and even after school starts. And then I went to a Mary and Martha party, and I've been building up my home decor with Mary and Martha hosting products, so I'm really enjoying that. So I got 4 plates and this goblet bowl thing. Maybe I'll do a video on that or something, on everything I've gotten from Mary and Martha parties, but I really enjoy their products. It's like going to a Lifeway store when they had the brick and mortar stores and had home decor stuff. It's just like that. And they have a lot of the same products. Dayspring is where they get a lot of the products, and it's just awesome. So that's what that was, and then that canceled each other out. So this is where I am right here, right now. My actual income, my actual expense, not actual income, actual expenses, and what was left over. So this is my balance forward to go to paycheck number 2, which is where we're starting right now. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me make sure the number is 6133. I'm all right, 6133. And then I'm going to add these 2 numbers up. And this is going to be in paycheck number 2. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and change this because that's supposed to be a 4. I'm sorry. I was off by 1 penny. There we go. Just noticed in my notes. All right, so 54. Enter. So this is my new amount. Now this is our new take-home pay because my husband had increased his Roth contributions by 1% when we realized that his company would match up to 6% and we were only doing 5%. We're like, oh, nope, I want to get that match, that 1% match more. Ooh, rumble, rumble. Lots of thunder, no lightning though. So there's that. Clear. So now what I'm going to do, I brought my balance forward, even though this is an actual, not necessarily budgeted, I'm just going to use that because that's what makes sense to me when I work my budget in here. I want to start with the actuals and be as close as actual as I can get. So I'm going to actually here pull out what my actuals are for No, they're not in here. They're in the back here. I'm going to take my notes. So my new budgeted numbers for my grocery, household, restaurant, miscellaneous, and gasoline here. So because I had to deduct some of them because I spent today instead of tomorrow and all that stuff. So I want to make sure I have accurate numbers. So we have $327.74. And since I bought everything today and spent almost a couple $100 in groceries, that should last me the next week and a half. And then this will cover for the next, because it's 2 weeks or 14 days that we're covering with this amount. So that should cover what we did 200 today and then the 14 for the 14 days, and then anything else would come after that. So that works. And then restaurants, we get $285.87. That will probably be over budget, and the reason is we are going to a very nice restaurant for our anniversary called the Butcher's Son, and it's a very nice steakhouse with a lot of a la carte food, but it's really, really good, and we only go on very special occasions, so I'm really excited about that. And then the next one is our miscellaneous, and it's $267.82. And then gasoline, since we've both filled up, my husband filled up on Sunday, I filled up today on Thursday. This is $94.02. We should be good for a while because my husband's still working from home, but he is technically on vacation at home right now until next week sometime. So we might be driving around a little bit more, but I think we'll be fine because we mostly drive the Armada, not his Jeep. So he probably he's not going to need gas. I might need gas, but he's fine. But I filled it up today. We're good to go. And this is what's left for the next 2 weeks. So my budget, I feel, is looking very good. I'm excited to kind of move forward from here. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and add up all of this and see what my budgeted total was and what my budgeted buffer would have been. And we'll see how, before Paycheck 3, how Paycheck 2 turned out. So, okay, I am back. So, yes, here we go. This is what we have. Let's take this number and we're going to subtract, the amount that we have coming in, 87 minus 1937.24. All right, so we should have, if we don't add any more spending on here and nothing goes up, well, nothing should go up because I have the actual bill budget amounts, 63. We have $393.63. And if I can stay below budget for my spending categories, then I could have possibly more, but this is what I'm hoping to stay around. Instinct, that doesn't change. Tithing doesn't change. IBC Health, it did change, but it changed this month, not last month, so that's good. That hasn't changed. Geico hasn't changed. Landscaping hasn't changed. Electric, that is the actual bill, so I know that's right, and this hasn't changed. 92 cents hasn't changed. So we're looking pretty good. I have in mind that we don't have more than $393. I know not to go over that amount. If I need more, I would have to pull out a savings, and I do not want to have to pull out of emergency fund or anything like that. So I'm excited to see what Paycheck 2 brings us. It's not a lot of wiggle room, but I have learned and realized that I work better when there isn't a lot of wiggle room in my budget, and I stay focused on the numbers and expenses I actually have to spend, not what I want to spend. And it kind of gives me that fear feeling of I am not going to spend more than this because I have to pay attention to this. Yeah, the higher the buffer budget I have, the worse it is for me. It really is, because I just go shopping and just spend and spend and spend. And and I don't want to do that and try to throw at debt and try, so far with debt, we've paid off the over $1,000 with those cell phones, and that was awesome. So Paycheck 1 completed. I give myself a thumbs up for this one, even though I spent a lot of money. A lot of the money I spent, a good $1,200 of it was paying off cell phone leases that I don't have to carry month to month to month to take care of, to keep a cell phone and to be owned by the cell phone company and not, or Sprint and not by me is, that was ridiculous to think. I can't believe. Anyways, that's a totally different rant I don't want to get into. And then we spent over in our budgeted areas, and that's where I want to be most cautious at. And then the membership and the other spending too. But we stayed under budget. We stayed within our buffer. We're good. We just paid a lot of stuff off, and instead of paying the school loan, we paid the cell phone. Now we have this, and I'm happy with this. I'm thumbs up for this as well. This looks good. I think that's just enough buffer to get us through the month, and things will look good. And I hope you like this video. And if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel. And if you're interested in these budget sheets and you truly think these might be helpful or working for you or could work for you, I highly recommend you go to my shop, Lisa's Faith Budget Plan, and see what I have to offer, and what you could purchase to take care of your budget. And I hope you have an amazing and blessed day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.